welcome back to Inktoberfest Day 4, and today we are talking about alcohol ink markers. So one of my favourite subjects, and if you're part of the craft challenge, you'll know all about alcohol ink markers. And if you didn't sign up for the alcohol ink challenge, well, it's not too late to get in on the next round. You can go to thecraftchallenge.com or check out the link in the description below to sign up to find out all about it and to find out more. So every day in that challenge, it's 14 days long, we teach you how to become a pro at alcohol ink colouring. Anyway, today I wanted to share with you some of my top tips, and I'm going to be using my Aviditi markers for this one. So these are a great price point. That's why I selected them, because yes, I love my Copics. I know they're great, but they're super expensive, and I know they're not accessible to everyone. So I'm going to be using Aviditi markers today, and I'm using other markers throughout Inktoberfest. You'll get to see some different options as well. But these come in a really nice storage solution too. So you can see this case that they come in, and you can see here they're in rainbow order when they arrive, which, you know, I love to rainbow ties, so that made my heart very happy to have them come in this beautiful rainbow order as well. Plus you can get the case empty, so if you have other alcohol ink markers, you can get this case empty. I'll link it up in the description for you, and you can put your markers in. It fits Copics, Nouveau markers, all of those in there as well. So these are the Aviditi markers. Let me grab one out to show you. So they have a triangular barrel, which is really nice because Maddie even has done a lot of occupational therapy, and all of the pens and stuff, they give her a triangular in shape because they're ergonomic. So this has a bullet nib and it has a chisel nib, and the bullet nib has this thicker end, so when your pen is closed, you know that that is the bullet end. I don't tend to use chisel very often unless I have a really thick area to colour in. And if you've been watching Inktoberfest, you'll know every day we're doing a tag. And the reason we're doing a tag is so it's small, it's manageable. You can focus our tips down into this tag, and you can pop it on a book ring so that you can kind of put all of those tips together and keep them in your crafting space, your craft cart, and keep them next to you. And then when you're crafting, you can flick through, and if you need to go and refer back to that video, you'll be like, oh, that was day 6's video. I can go and check that out and rewatch it nice and easily. But you can also distill that tip down so you can follow it again later. So today what I really want to speak to you about is one of my favorite practice exercises that is really, really important, but you can also use it in lots of other ways. So whether you have a bullet nib or a brush nib, one thing I always want you to do is practice your flicking. And no, I don't mean flicking off your husband, because I know we all do that. Greg's looking at me and he's laughing, and you're probably laughing at me too. But what I mean is flicking with your nib. So one thing, it's super important. So I want you to practice. Now I'm a lefty, so you might be right-handed and you're going to do it the other way. But what I mean is having your pen, and you're going to almost have it like a chopstick. So you're going to take it and you're going to rest it along your pen here. You're going to have it resting on your finger, and you're going to have it in this U shape. So you can see I'm a lefty. Now I'm going to try to do it the opposite way around. I could kind of do with Greg's hand here because I can't hold it. Greg, come here, because I can't do it right-handed. I'm not very good at the right-handed thing.
I wasn't ready.
So imagine you're holding the pen. You see how I do it, and I rest it this way on the U. Do that as though you're right-handed. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. So if you're right-handed, that's how you're going to practice your flicking technique. So that's how you would hold the pen correctly. Because I see a lot of left-handed people, and they hold pens like this and like all sorts of weird ways. Not how you're going to get really perfect colouring. I know it might not feel natural, but it's honestly worth practicing holding your pen with the right technique. And then what you're going to do is, that means that your nib is laying on the side like this, and then you can start practicing your flicking. And if you have a brush, you can lay it down even more so, or you can, it actually really helps to not have the glass mat here, because it actually takes my pen up slightly. But you can see that just by kind of taking my pen to the edge, I can get different pieces, or even by going slightly even further out, you see how I can amend that even more. So you can really kind of play with the thickness of your nib, and that is really, really important. Now, normally when you color with your alcohol markers, I'm always going to tell you to have something underneath, but when you're doing these practice exercises, it's not so important. But I really want you to practice with your flicking. Long flicks, short flicks, really long flicks. Now, the reason I'm going to tell you this is it might not look much when we have a red marker out, but when we go to get, say, a green marker out, and I do the same thing, and I put different lengths together, and I even start to put different shades together, and I really haven't got my swatch book out, so I'm not sure what colours of green I'm putting together here, but you see, as I start to put these together, I actually look like I'm building up blades of grass. So I can build up blades of grass really, really simply. If I had a brush marker here, I can start making hearts. I can start making flowers. I can start making leaves. I can start making stems. Your brush and your flicks are really, really important to you. It's one of those things, and if you do the alcohol marker challenge, I'm going to teach you how to do all of these things. You can also do it with your chisel end too. It's just as important to learn, look, starts to look like grass. And when I'm doing my little hedgehogs, I'll often ground them just by having these little flicks. And you see how that builds up. Even Greg's kind of looking slightly impressed right now that my flicks are starting to look, and I am no artist, because Greg will tell you when we're playing hangman, my hangman do not even look like men, but you can start to build up like little meadows just by doing flicks with your chisel ends. So it's super important to remember to do that. And these markers are great because, as I say, you've got a really nice rainbow in here. This whole package is super inexpensive. We'll have an Arteza coupon as always. As I mentioned, Inktoberfest, we've got giveaways going on. We have coupons every day. We have blog posts. But I really, really want you to practice because I want you to be able to do these meadows yourself. I don't want you to go and have to buy a stamp. I want you to be able to sit here and be like, oh, I can go and do those flicks. Look, I can sit there and I can flick in blades of grass. I can ground my hedgehogs. I can ground my snails. I can create all of these really cool things because I have done my foundations. And if you join us in that challenge, you'll learn those things as well. But really practice your flicking because you'll also get then really, really smooth blends. And as you kind of progress through your colouring, you'll see that I'm not so crazy and I'm not that crazy British girl who's just sat you there flicking for hours on end, creating meadows, and you've done all of those things. But practice your brush control, practice holding your brush with this U as well, with your pen rather, and you'll find it really makes a difference whether you're holding your biro and you're just writing your notes, and we're going to do that. So we're on now day 4, and so this is practice flicking with different nibs on alcohol markers to create shapes. And as we go through Inktoberfest, we're going to talk about different inks. So it might be ink pads, it might be colour bursts, it might be alcohol ink pens, but we're really going to have a lot of fun. And as I say, we're going to build out our meadow. We're going to build out our, I'm going to show you how to create some of these really cool little flowers. But honestly, it is just really good fun. When you're colouring in images, practice colouring in by flicking. Flick from one side, flick from the other side, and you'll start to see how those colours start to blend together. So make sure you subscribe to that Inktober playlist, subscribe to the Hedgehog Hollow channel, hit like on the video, join the community, check out the blog post, check out the coupons, check out the giveaways. So much free crafty stuff going on during Inktoberfest for all of our Inktoberfest participants. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. We've got another fun tutorial going on with one of my favorite products, and I can't wait to show you a different way to use it that you might not have thought of in the past, and we'll have something new for you every single day. So join me then. I'll see you again very, very soon. Happy Inktoberfest, everyone. See you tomorrow.